guys, I'm not going to go into detail with natural training, but I've been doing it a while now, and yeah, there's a few questions people have asked me that I will cover. Certain questions about a guy named Master T on YouTube. The thing I'd like to say is that 99% of what he says is true. When it comes to building muscle naturally, all his hyperplasia training, creating new fibres, is true. It works for myself. I knew this before he started talking about it. My father basically used to train back in the 90s, the early 90s, throughout the 90s, and he told me about it, and that's the reason I searched in YouTube and found Master T. And this guy seems to get a lot of hate, and it's only because these guys want to hear what they want to hear. They don't like Master T because he's very scientific, and they don't understand what he's trying to say. I've looked through his comment section, and this guy's he's a good guy. He gets a lot of shit basically for nothing. Like, he's literally telling the truth the scientific way, and there's no I could myself, I don't want to do what he's doing. He obviously he enjoys doing what he does. I won't enjoy it because it'll frustrate me a lot. So yeah, I'm not going to go rant and go into detail about natural muscle building, but there's not a lot of people on YouTube that tell you the truth. Even like 95% of YouTube are drug users. So you don't want to listen to them if you're trying to build and get massive naturally, which you can. You can get super big naturally. I'm close to 290 right now. Yes, I'm carrying I'm carrying a moderate amount of fat on me at the moment because I'm training for a strongman competition. So I've had to beef up. I've had to not care about definition and abs and all that rubbish. So yeah, I'm on a different journey now than bodybuilding. I'm training for strongman, but I still train the same way, believe it or not, because all this strength versus size thing is, strength is different to size. You can be big, like, you're gonna be stronger, bigger, but I mean, like, you can be strong but weak, like strong but small. Muscle and size have no. Strength is all to do with your central nervous system and neurological, things. Training movements for a long period of time. If you stick to the basics like powerlifters do, squat, bench, deadlift. They don't focus so much on accessories. They're gonna get, they're gonna be able to move more weight. It doesn't mean, they're harming themselves do it. But the way Master T trains, and I myself have trained, and my father used to train. He no longer trains anymore, but yet he's still got his strength. He's still got his size. He hasn't trained in 20 years, and yet he's still pretty much nearly as stronger than I am, and I'm training. So yeah. Let's get to the question, because like I said, I'm not going to sit here and make videos for you off my own back. I am literally responding to questions that have been left for me. So if you want to know something, because I don't know, I'm not going to rant on for hours and hours and like these other fools. Not Master T, because he's not a fool. He's a good guy, and he actually generally wants to help people. He doesn't want to make no profit from this at all. But people like Alpha Destiny and Jeff Nippon, they could tell you the whole truth in one video. But yet for 5, 6, 7 years they've been pumping out video after video after video, telling you bullshit, because that's what they do for a living. That's how they make money. Yeah, you get it now, don't you? Like, God, you guys need to wake up. They could tell you the whole truth I could tell you the whole truth in an hour, and you would never have to watch a single YouTube video ever again in your life. And you could, you know, like back in the day, before social media, before all this rubbish, yeah, that's ruined the world, yeah, people had better results. People trained harder, even before social media. Look at the old school days, the golden era days, you know. They had nothing. They only just started reading books then, you know. They didn't have all this, and yet they outworked us. They trained harder than us. They didn't have all this bullshit. One guy telling you this, then one guy telling you that, another guy telling you this, you know, overcomplicating things for you. So you get confused because you've got a professional telling you you should train this way and train this exercise, and you've got another professional, and then, you know, you're constantly changing your routine all the time because another man is telling you to. You know, you can't think for yourself, you know. So therefore you're not progressing because you're constantly changing your routine because you think you're learning these new things, and yeah, you need to keep your routine the same and progress that way. But anyway, stick with the basics. Stick with the basic exercises. These stupid variations and weird angles people get in. The muscle only contracts one way and extends one way. You don't have to do multiple different variations of an exercise to beat the muscle up and to damage the muscle and for it to repair bigger and stronger. So one to two exercises. So for back, one horizontal pull-in movement and one vertical pull-in movement. Then a trap shrug or something, overhead press, side lateral, rear lateral, all one set to failure. Yeah, this is the question about Master T. Everything he says is true about the repair of muscle and the remodeling of muscle and the hyperplasia, damaging the fibres to create new ones. The only thing I'd disagree with him on, which it will still work, what he says, doing the 5 sets, the 5x10 or the 10x10, doubling it, that works, but you can make it, I wouldn't say easier, but because you're training to complete an utterly failure, Master T does the 5x10, the 10x10. So he's doing a lot of volume, which is, it's true, it's grueling, it's hard. No one wants to do it because it's hard. Yes, it does work, but it's not the only way for it to work. There's more than one way to skin a cat, guys. That's the thing. People are looking for this secret answer. There is no secret answer. It all works. As long as you're training hard and you're consistent and you're eating enough and your recovery, like your sleep, everything like that, you stretch, you just take care of yourself, and you will grow and you'll develop and you'll get stronger. You have to be consistent. Take the time off the gym. Recover fully once a week. You do not need training multiple times a week. Does not increase protein synthesis like they say it does. Eating protein increases protein synthesis. While your muscles are repairing and in a repair state and you're eating protein, you're getting protein synthesis. It's really not rocket science. You need to punish the muscle, not tickle the muscle and then come back a couple days later, tickle the muscle again. No, you need to annihilate and punish it. That's why training to failure, one set per exercise, will do it for you. It will do it, especially as a natural, because you don't want to do too much volume as a natural, because, you can, like I say, Master T's way once a week. Yeah, you'll recover in time for the next workout, but you don't have to do as much volume. That's the only thing I disagree with him on, is the amount of volume that he does. I'm not saying it doesn't work, because it does work, but you can change volume for intensity. This is the thing. You don't have to do as much volume if your intensity is higher, so therefore training to complete failure. And when I mean failure, I don't mean it starts to hurt, so I let go of the weight. No, someone has a gun pointed to my head and tells me to lift that weight or else I'm going to shoot you. And what do? You don't let them shoot you. So yeah, basically, Master T is right, and the only thing I disagree on him is his volume. So training the crazy, you know, five. Well, I won't say it's crazy. If you want to do that, do that. You know, if you're restricted to not having the gym and you're doing body weight exercises, or you're using a lot lighter weight, then volume is better. You know, than doing one. You're not going to get big doing one set of push-ups to failure. But you know, by increasing the weight, you more type 2 fibers come into play. So, you know, you want to keep your reps between, your failure reps between 5 and 10. And when you get to 10, increase the weight. So every week you come back to the gym, your reps will go up. Keep the weight the same, the reps will eventually get higher and higher until they reach 10, increase the weight again, and then the reps will come back down, obviously, because you're lifting more, you know. So it's like me, say I go to the gym now, my bench press is 140 kilos for, you know, 7 reps. Now, I'll keep doing that every week until the reps get higher and higher. I'll keep with the same weight until I get to 10 reps and I'm hitting failure at that 10th rep. And when I can do 11 reps to failure, then I increase the weight, and then so say an extra 10 kilo on the bench, so therefore it will bring my reps down to like 4 or 5, and then I'll keep going back to the gym each week until that 4 or 5 becomes an 11, you know, and then I'll increase the weight again. That's how you're going to get stronger, one set of failure. So yeah, you don't need to do, I'm not saying it doesn't work, the 5 sets does work, if you've got more time, but it's really not, you really don't have to do it. You can train one set of failure per muscle group per week and you will get good results. So that's the answer to my question there. Okay, and make sure you take that whole week off so that your muscles can, you know, become not used to training, and therefore you're hitting type 2 fibers, because if you come back early, your body will turn to type 1 fibers. You won't be training those explosive fibers because they're in protection mode, because they're still repairing. So you need to take that 1 week off. I know it doesn't seem a lot, one set of failure. But if you're using the correct weight, heavy weight, you know, a good strong weight, you know, where, you know, you're struggling at like around the 10 mark, then one set of failure will work for you. Any more than that, then, you know, there's no point really. You're not going to get stronger the more frequently you train. So take the time off and progress over a course of time and you'll do well. Cheers.